Live.
We're live? Here we go. Okay. Oh, my God. Oh, we got trouble. Oh, my God.
Listen, that's what you get. What? You think we're afraid? We're a one-take kind of podcast.
That's right.
No edits. No refurbished product.
Nothing.
All it is all sports, random banter, a couple peruses of the net, live at you every single week.
Take it away from
Sports show. The barn is alive again. Got me in my hormones. All gas, no brakes. Score 4-0. If you think you own this place, you get 4
And how do you listen to it? It's awesome. At Sports Show Podcast. That's how it is on the Podbean. That's how it is on the Spotify. How do you view it and listen to it? Now,
How?
ladies,
Wait.
honey, sugar babies, this is the bread and butter right
Okay,
here.
I'm listening.
You do the same thing. You look for a blue and white logo
Blue and
on
white?
the YouTube at Sports Show Podcast. Amy, give me a little thing right here. At Sports Show Podcast.
I like it.
She'll do it.
It's good special
She
effects.
knows. She
It's a good
knows.
thing.
You see that
The
special
budget's a
effect?
little low, so the special
Budget's a
effects
little
are...
clang, clang, clang.
It's funny because I'm going to be doing some noises later, too. I got some things here. Anywho's, this is a sports show,
No,
episode 238. CJSW, you're listening, 90.9.
328.
Is it 3?
3.
Have we gone that far?
It's been a couple minutes.
Or 338?
328.
28.
See, now I know it's a thing. You're dyslexic.
I think I am.
Or no, you're Mitch-Lexic.
Mitch-Lexic.
Name of the pod.
Name of the pod.
You're Mitch-Lexic.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's
names.
what it
I
is.
thought it was just names. Now
Nope.
it's numbers.
It's numbers. It's
Well,
everything.
1 plus 4.
8. We're
Okay.
done. Here at the University of Calgary.
Good
Welcome.
job.
Listen, we got the great show here.
He's
This
what
is-
you would call a applied math 20.
That's
if
right.
You know, you know.
Applied is implied. That's right. It's implied that I applied. Hey, you like
Hey,
that?
you did it. You brought it back. You brought it back.
All right, here we go.
All right.
It's the CJSW show. It's the third Tuesday of the month.
Right.
This is what we got to do.
Yes.
We got to kind of run through it, but not run through it.
That's right.
Are you ready?
I love the CJSW show,
Right.
which is 90.9 FM on your dial,
Okay.
live, on live, third Tuesday every month, 11:30 a.m., 8:30 p.m. It's crazy. We're talking about stuff today that happened on Tuesday, but happened the day before, on the weekend before, on the Tuesday that's happening now, but happened then. It doesn't matter. What? It's high octane. It's 30 minutes of sports in your face.
Kind of sports.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go with that. All right. Listen, it always starts this way. If you know me, you know me. Okay? I was minding my own business and I was cruising the nets. This is the week that it all started. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the NHL has restarted. It seemed like it was only minutes before that the NHL season ended, where the Florida Panthers beat the Edmonton Oilers in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Us Canadians were just heartbroken across the world. Not really here because we picked the Florida Panthers to win it from before. But we digress.
Not
Point
we,
is,
you. Not
okay,
we, you.
Hey, you know how it
Credit
is.
where credit's due.
Fair enough. But we're back again. The NHL is back, and I'm a sucker for it. I'm going to be honest with you. I liked all the opening ceremonies, this, that, the other. And as I was doing my perusing, my focus went on one team. And I talked about them last week, about they're going to be my dark horse pick of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Utah Hockey Club. They don't really have a name. They used to be the Arizona Coyotes. They're not anymore. Now they're the Utah Hockey Team. And here's the thing. I did a little Googling. Ladies and gentlemen, in the state of Utah, 68.55% of the population are Mormon faith. That's awesome. That's good. No problems. They got a hockey team now. They got a great NBA team that they sell out arenas. They're a great sports city. But this is the one little thing that I didn't understand this week when they introduced their new hockey team. Have you heard the song Let's Get Tipsy? Have you heard it? It's called Tipsy. That's the name of the song. And it's sang by a guy named Shabozy. Well, to get tipsy,
Great
it means
song.
you have to... Great song. I love it. Catchy song. But that was the theme song for the Utah hockey team. It doesn't really make sense because, as we all know, this is a city, a country, a state, pardon me, that doesn't dwell in that kind of world.
Listen.
Right.
Au contraire, mon frère.
Oh, really?
It makes too much sense.
What do you mean?
It makes a lot of sense.
Explain.
If you get tipsy,
Right.
it doesn't mean you get drunk.
Okay.
If you soak, it doesn't mean you're, you know.
I get it. Good point.
Okay?
Oh, I never thought of it that
and
way.
if you quake,
Right.
you're not part of the shake.
See, this is why I should have called you to tell you what my thoughts were, because the way I looked at it is this is no different than
That's
the
right.
Edmonton Oilers
You're
about
thinking
to
it's
do
Dry County.
where the Edmonton Oilers are about to start their opening ceremonies and they have cowboy hats and Stampede theme.
Right.
Doesn't go. It's
Right.
like saying, "Hey, I'm going to serve chicken souvlaki at a vegetarian wedding." It doesn't make sense. I assumed, and thank you for correcting
The
me.
Greeks would never be behind it.
We would never be behind it. But this makes more sense the way you're talking
Do
about
you see what
it.
I mean?
I
So
see what you're doing now.
It's there,
Right.
but it's not there.
Right.
It's you're in,
Almost there.
but it's not a sin.
See, for me, it just didn't make any sense. Now,
Yes.
don't get me wrong. Again, the song's so hot, you can't deny it.
That was my summer
But
song.
it just didn't make it. I agree.
Yeah.
I turned it on yesterday just because I loved it over and over again.
Yes.
I was all over it.
I was in the Tennessees.
Exactly where it probably started.
Huge.
Huge
I
is
think
right.
he is from Tennessee, actually.
Well, listen, all country music, I think, really just starts there,
Yeah.
right? And then moves on. Anyways, you know what else I'm going to move on to? The NHL. It just started. Last week we talked about it. That's by the way, my sound effect of the horn, the NHL horn starting.
the budget's low this week.
The budget's low this
Bear
week,
with
yeah.
us, everyone.
We're trying our best to get more time, but they just won't give it to us.
Give me
Can't
your
figure
give
out
me your
why.
horn sound again. What was it? Okay, yeah.
All right, listen, we're going to start with a little NHL talk. Dimitri, last week we told everybody, and you got to go back to the archives to find out what we said. We talked about who the best players in the NHL are going to be this year. We talked about the best teams and dark horses this year and who to look for heading into the Stanley Cup championships and all that fun stuff in the NHL season. However, Dimitri, this is City of Calgary, the Calgary Flames. Let's talk a little bit about the Calgary Flames. Let's figure out what they did. So the other night, opening game, they're down in Vancouver. At one time, I'm not going to lie to you, they were down 4-1. I almost turned off the TV. Then they mounted the comeback. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the Calgary Flames end up winning. They're 1-0. They're looking fantastic. They win in overtime. I'm going to the game tomorrow night. Even though this is listened to on Tuesday night, I'll be going to the Saturday night game. I'll let you know next time we talk what I thought. But Dimitri, what do you think of the Calgary Flames heading into this 24-25 season?
What a great way to start. It's
Hey.
almost say what a perfect way to start.
Right.
You show a little resiliency on a team with low expectations, next to no expectations. Let's call it what it is.
Exactly.
And I think it's a good start.
Great start. Here's what
And especially against Vancouver.
You know what? Exactly. They took them likely.
Yeah.
You know, this was like a Rocky. They were beating them up for 3-4 rounds.
Yeah.
They said, we got these guys. And then the Flames came back and just started punch, stayed to the game, did their thing, and knocked them out in the 12th round.
Sorry, Mitch. Quick hit. Favorite Rocky movie? Which one? Go.
Oh, it's got to be number one of all time. It's got to be. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I think so.
When it comes to it, this is the thing. I kind of said it at the beginning of the season. I don't think, Dimitri, that the Calgary Flames are going to end up very good. Like, great on you guys. You guys won your first game, and I think they're going to be grimier than I thought. And if you listen to the podcast, you know how I feel about the grimies. I feel like if they stick to this game plan and they work hard, and it's going to be a long season, 82 games is a long haul, but they keep this up, they'll be better than I expect. But at the end of the day, I think talent does eventually start rising to the top, and that'll separate everything. But right now, good on them. I will just say I don't expect a lot. And you know what? With 3 years away from building the new Saddle Dome, the new Flames district down in our area here in Calgary, it's a good way to start. I like it. I think we're on our way.
Yeah, I think if everyone can hold out for the 3 years and just kind of let it take its course,
Right.
I think we'll be very, very surprised when we roll out into the new arena what team we have. It's good.
Right.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Is not the truth.
Yeah, I think that's where we are right now. But what's a win for the Flames this year, Mitch? 500 season?
Oh.
A 500 season. On par, underachieve, overachieve.
It's if they hit a 500 season, that's overachieving. If they do 500,
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, 100%.
I agree with that.
But keep your expectations low.
Yeah.
And let's hope they
Like
prove
our
us all
wives.
wrong. Yeah.
Just like our wives.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more.
Lower your expectations
With
because
us,
it will
yeah.
increase your average score.
It's not the truth. We do a little segment called Dump and Chase. This is just where we talk about some of the news and notes in the NHL of this week.
Okay.
So last week we talked about Swayman. He's the goalie for the Boston Bruins. He's the number one goalie for them. This is one of the best teams in the league. They're thinking of, hey, we want to win the Stanley Cup this year. It's been a while since we won it. He finally took the contract. He took a little bit more money. I hate to say it. The guy across from me called it. He said, hey, he's looking for just a couple extra bucks. They offered him 8 times 8, which equals 64. That's my math. He ended up taking a little bit more. Dimitri, do you think that Boston gave in or that he got rightfully what he should have got?
It all worked out. The agent and the player chiseled the team for as much money as they possibly could.
Right.
And they met in the middle.
So, question number 2. 3 hours away from here is Edmonton, Alberta, capital of Alberta. Mm-hmm. You got the Edmonton Oilers. They are favored. Vegas, everybody, every analyst and their dog is picking the Edmonton Oilers to win the Stanley Cup this year. They got a little taste last year, very close, didn't get it. They're saying, and the analysts are also saying that the Toronto Maple Leafs will be their guy. Game 1 of the season, Edmonton at home taking on the Winnipeg Jets. They lose 6-0.
What happened the first day?
I don't know. The Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Montreal Canadiens. 47 shots on goal. They lose 1-0. Should we be worried?
Dude.
Are we worried?
No, I'm more worried about this. 6-0 you say in the one game.
Yeah.
Okay, Penguins lost to the Rangers that first day 6-0.
Are you in my notes?
The Golden Knights, they won they went 8-6.
Yes.
What happened?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. The goalie position is now more important than we ever thought. That's what happened. Everyone wants Swayman money. That's what happened.
That's not the goalie position. It's a different position. That's not the goalie position. It's an open net, my friends. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't pull the goalie in period 1.
Now, listen, here's my worry about the Edmonton Oilers fan, okay? If anyone listens to the pod, they know one thing. I give the Edmonton Oilers a hard time for a variety of different reasons.
Yeah, you do.
But here's the
You
thing.
do.
Last year, they proved everyone wrong. They were literally at one time the worst team in the NHL.
Yeah.
They turned around. They went on some major heaters. They end up making the playoffs, and they go on their run.
Yeah.
I don't think this is their game plan to do the same thing this year, where they're like, it's okay to be down. To lose 6-0 to a team like the Jets, that's not a good way to start the season. I don't care how everyone looks at this.
Mitch, I get it, but they're fine. They're fine.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're fine.
They're okay.
They're fine.
What about the Toronto Maple Leafs, though?
So, I have this knack on the sports show for calling my shot a year too early.
That's true. You do.
And so last year, remember, I didn't want to open my mouth.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah,
I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah, don't say anything.
I'm not going to talk about this year. I'm just going to say my pick for last year was Edmonton-Toronto in the final. Now, it's easy to say because all the analysts are saying it right now. And I get why they're doing it in Canada. Here's the thing. In a dream world, I would love nothing more. Could it happen? Absolutely. Do I want it to happen? I do.
Yeah.
I really, really do. But you got to get through a lot of teams to get there. And I think this is the tough part with the beginning of the season is that, can Edmonton go back? Well, why wouldn't they? They got there already before. They have an amazing team.
Sure.
All they did was get a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have the cane back when it counts.
Yeah.
But they're probably going to get him on the long-term IR and pull the move like everyone else does.
As well they should.
And, Toronto just has a situation where I think they finally I think they had everything they needed. Now they got the coach in place.
Right.
Now they got a guy who's shaking things up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now they even got a guy where the Toronto media loves and goes to bat for this guy. But here's the thing. You still got your Vegas. You still got your Colorado. You still got your Florida. You still got your Rangers. You still got a lot of people. I just don't know. Does anybody know?
Does anyone?
Does anyone know?
Speaking of the Rangers real quick, here's the last note of the week. So their goalie, Igor Shesterkin, was offered the most money that a goalie's ever gotten in a long, long time. Did you know that Carey Price, who hasn't played in like 3 years, still makes the most amount of money of all goalies?
Yeah, what is he at? $10 million,
He's
right?
Just under 10 or around 11. Somewhere, like he's just at 11 or just under 11. He's right around there.
There you go.
Well, they're offering Shesterkin just as much money, and he turned it down. Smart move or bad move?
Smart move.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like, listen, I'm always on bet on yourself, But all it takes is one injury and all that money's gone, bro. That's my one worry when it comes to the goalie position.
But how often does the goalie get injured?
It happens.
And can I point it out there? Can I be the person?
You can do it.
You know what, goalie? With all that padding,
right.
There is no reason why you should be getting injured. There is actually no reason why there should be any injury
I
in
disagree.
the goaltending position.
You know, that's the only guy on the team that can do the splits easily. I disagree. I think those guys, with the amount of stretching they do, it can easily happen.
Mitch,
yeah.
You see people getting body checked in the boards with less padding. All
I
of a sudden, a guy runs the net, hits 4 feet of pad. The guy caves in, and he's like, I've seen George Kokos on the Jokers. I know the game. I know you're doing it for a timeout. Don't pull it past me.
But can any of those guys do the splits? That
on the Jokers?
No, we know that can't be done.
Okay, never. Okay, fair enough. I digress. Look, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to the sports show on the CJSW 90.9 FM. If you missed the first 15 minutes, that's okay. You can just go back at Sports Show Podcast on the YouTube, on Spotify, and on the Podbean.
Listen, we're heading right into the first Saturday night. Where the NHL, Saturday night is NHL night, and Monday nights are NFL. We're off to the NFL. Here we go. Week 5 is over. Week 6 is starting. You know, the NFL season is just gliding through. Now, let me ask you this. If you're a New York Jets fan, this week you might be upset because your team lost in London. But then you might be happy because they fired their coach. Saleh gets fired on the Monday after going on a trip. Good move, bad move. New York Jets firing their coach.
All I can say is the coaches around the league were not happy about that.
Yeah, well, because a lot of people think that maybe Aaron Rodgers had something to do with it. He went on the McAfee show and was adamant. He goes, I had nothing to do with it. I didn't say one word. In fact, he goes, I have no problem with the guy.
I'm going to be honest, this time around, I do believe Rodgers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so do I.
Yeah, I really
agree.
do.
Yeah.
And especially when you got a buddy like McAfee and you phone and say, dude, can you just get me on, please? Like,
yeah,
exactly. And I get that point. Look, here's, everyone's looking at the Aaron Rodgers situation, and I think you're looking at the wrong thing. Follow me on this, NFL fan. I don't think he got fired because of Aaron Rodgers. I think he got fired because he has Aaron Rodgers. He's had arguably the best defense the last 2 years.
Yeah.
What he doesn't have is Sam Darnold, who was on that team.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I get you. I'm hearing you.
On that team with the best defense, couldn't do nothing, and finds his way to a 5-0 Minnesota Vikings team.
That's a good point.
So, guys, before we blame Rodgers, we do got to blame the coach. And I get the coaches are upset, but man, oh man, what's the argument to be said now? If you bring Darnold back?
Well, you're absolutely right. That's a really good point. I never thought of that.
We never looked at the right thing here. He got fired because he's been given everything and done nothing.
Yeah. Listen, the coach had to go. I'm going to be honest. I'm a Saleh guy. I like him. He's a great guy. He's a great defensive coordinator. Great shape. Oh, yeah. He does the stairs every day.
He's like the NFL Goggins.
He really is. You're absolutely right. Who's carrying the boat? But in all honesty, you guys, he needs to go because the team is flat, and there's no reason for that team to be flat. And it's got to start with the coach. It really does at the end of the day. You can't fire 53 players on the NFL roster. You got to fire the one guy. This team is under expectations. He had to go. And it doesn't help his strategy when he's got an Aaron Rodgers, a Breece Hall, a Garrett Wilson, that defense. You name it, they got it. They have no excuse to be where they are today. With that being said, you did say it. The Minnesota Vikings are 5-0, and so are the Kansas City Chiefs. Which team loses first?
Minnesota.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something. Minnesota will probably end up losing first, but Kansas City is not as impressive. I'm sorry, all you Taylor Swift fans. They're great. They're good. And they're scary because they probably will end up winning their 3rd straight championship. But there's something about Kansas City that isn't catching my attention.
We
said this not there yet.
We said this last year.
Yeah.
Everyone said this last year. Up until week 9.
Yeah.
That's what everyone said.
I hear you.
They found their way.
I know. And once they catch stride.
I am of the opinion.
I'm listening.
Mark my words.
Okay.
It's here. It's on the CJSW. It's Dimitri Karolis, and I'm saying it.
He's saying it all out.
Minnesota doesn't make the playoffs.
Ooh. Really? That's a good call. I like that.
I want everyone
hot take.
hot take. I want everyone to go to the division.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to look at the standings. It is the only division in the NFL where everyone has a plus 500 record.
Right.
They're 5-0, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2. Guys, watch it.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
I'll do it.
They overachieved.
I'll do it because you told me to.
They're like me in my fantasy football pool last year. Started 3-0, ended 12-3. It happens.
It happens. It just is what it is. Last thing.
Okay.
I'm intrigued. Last week we talked about young versus old. Right now, if you're the Indianapolis Colts, you got a guy named Joe Flacco. He's won the Super Bowl. He's been on fire. He kind of retired, then kind of came back, and ever since he's come back, the guy just can't be stopped. He's throwing like record numbers. Everyone wants a piece of this guy. But then you got this like resurgence in the young guys. Caleb Williams, #1 draft pick for the Chicago Bears. My question to you, Dimitri, and to all the people listening on CJSW right now, what would you rather do? Go for the Joe Flacco or go for like a Caleb Williams if you had to put somebody on your team?
Look.
Right now, this year, 1 year, you gotta take a guy. Not for the long haul. Right now, this year, done.
Oh, none of them. It's Nick Foles.
Yeah, but you're picking up for different reasons. You don't think I know you?
Super Bowl.
We've done this too long. We've done
Bowl.
this too long. I know what you're doing.
Okay.
I know what you're doing.
Okay. You got look. Of course, you go with the Caleb Williams because you get a young guy to build the franchise out. However,
no, I said 1 year. You get him for 1 year. That's it.
Okay, then you say Joe Flacco. I say Cal Ripken Jr. I think they're the same person.
It's very true.
I really don't know what
They're never in the same room together.
I don't know what kind of collagen they're on. They're never in the same room together.
Right.
Something about this Flacco guy, man.
Buddy, I'm telling you.
And you know what the best is? I don't know what podcast is. He's on an interview when he's like, yeah, look, Cleveland didn't want me back. That's okay.
It's okay.
This is a guy who's having probably the most fun he's ever had in his entire career.
Agreed. I'm a Flacco guy right now. I'm going, let the guy roll. Let the guy cook, as they say. Let him cook.
That's it.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right. In this great show that we do something called Rapid Banter.
Okay.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, it's a hot dog.
I wrote in my notes. If not, then what is it?
A hot dog.
Yeah, but it's meat between the bun.
Yeah, but it's like Kleenex. We know it's tissue paper, but it's not tissue paper. It's Kleenex. The brand wins.
You know, you are a witty little guy. I'll give it to you. Al Pacino, legendary actor, almost died a few years ago when he got the vid. He said, "Nothing is on the other side." Whoo yeah, or hell yeah.
At first, I thought I was dead, but they pulled me back in.
Greece beat England at home at Wembley Stadium in the Nations League Cup. Is it time to tell England to stop thinking they're good at footy?
Greece is officially the reigning champion in our books.
That's it. Listen, England, it's not our fault that we're this good. It just is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Rafael Nadal is announced that he's retiring. Thoughts on what he should do after his great career in tennis?
Hair care.
You know he does have nice hair. You're right. Or bandanas. Go into bandana business.
You know, or he could go. He could be an HGH advocate.
You think so?
Allegedly.
Oh boy, Dimitri. You know this is supposed to be a non-controversial sportscast. This is what it is. We only have half an hour, and we're begging for that extra half an hour. And now here you
Fair
go
enough.
and do this.
Fair enough.
You go and do this. This is what you're doing.
Well, it'd be a little different if you learned how to clean up after yourself.
Yeah, that reminds me. Put the microphones up. I got to do it. Okay, we started the podcast today talking about things that don't make a lot of sense, right? Yeah,
Sure.
I talked about the Utah hockey team. They're playing music about things that they really don't dwell in. Let's
Conflicting views.
Conflicting views. So it's pass or fail.
Okay.
Things that we do and see every day, but they don't make sense. Are you ready?
Okay, I like
Okay,
this.
pass
All
or
right.
fail. Here we go.
Okay.
So you're seeing a job posting, and it's for entry level, and it always says requires some years of experience. Pass or fail.
No, see, no. Fail.
What?
Because if it's entry level,
Right.
you shouldn't be expected to have experience. That's
But
the whole
you know
point of the
better than
entry.
me. You always see it, right?
I know.
I agree. I'm with you. I'm just saying. But you do notice every posting has entry level, but you need experience.
Yeah, but
Why are we not on the streets protesting this?
There should be a protest.
There should be a protest.
That's why.
If you can drink a drink, why can't you food a food? Pass or fail?
Listen, pass.
Pass.
Because someone answered that question. You can't, can you?
No. Here's another one for you. Speaking of hot dogs again, why do hot dogs come in packs of 6, but hot dog buns come in 8? Pass or fail? It's the man.
Pass because mind blown.
Yeah.
Fail, mind blown.
I just don't
Great
see.
point.
And I know it's a great point. This is what I don't understand.
You know what I don't understand?
What's that?
How has no one done a super pack where you can go in,
Right.
you get equal bun, equal dog,
Equal dog.
the ketchup, the mustard, the relish, all in one box.
Can I just say something? You just broke the internet.
I really did.
You broke
That's
it.
our idea. How do we trademark that?
Okay, how about another one? You're at home. Your remote control, you go to press on it,
Right.
and it's not working. What do? You're pressing on it harder. Why do we do that? Pass or fail?
Because we can't believe that the Energizer battery would run out so quickly. It's a fail on us.
Next one. Why do we say we have a cold, but our temperature goes up? Pass or fail?
I'm going to say pass because
Right.
there are shivers in the midst of that. Hot? Cold? You're right. I mean, if you're
It doesn't
if you
make
got a
any
high
sense.
temperature, it's
Yeah.
like, I got a hot.
I got a hot.
I got a hot. But when you got a cold, I got a cold.
Yeah,
but I
if
got a
your
hot.
temperature's dropping,
Yeah, guys,
I got a cold. Yeah, exactly. That makes sense.
Makes too much sense.
Okay, how about this one?
These
I
are
mean,
great, by the
I
way.
literally do this all the time.
This might be your best.
Thank you.
Okay.
How about apologizing to objects when you run into them? Pass or fail?
Fail. I wish you never admitted that you did that.
I do it all the time.
I don't.
You don't. You mean to tell me you didn't knock into the you stubbed your okay, maybe stubbing your toes are wrong. You knock into the kitchen counter and you're like, oh, sorry. You just automatically assume I don't know. You
No.
thought somebody was in your kitchen or something. I don't know.
No, I've never done that.
Really? Never.
Don't bring me into your world. Now, I say sorry by default with people,
Right.
but not a door or a kitchen counter. So hold on a second. Let's go back.
Okay,
To
what
this.
is it?
So you mean to tell me you're walking around your kitchen, you're doing your thing.
Yeah.
You accidentally hit your knee on the cupboard. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I do. I don't say it to the cupboard. I'm just saying it in general. I say it out loud. I'm saying it because I did it and it's just a reaction I have.
So you answered my question.
Right.
Because I'm thinking you're saying it to the cupboard.
Okay, second last one.
No, don't go second
Having
last
full
one. Get back
conversation
here.
with your pets like they understand. Pass or fail.
You know what? Full conversation, I'm going to say pass.
Right.
Talking to your pets like they're an infant child, fail.
Okay. Got
That's insulting the pet's intelligence.
it. I think so. I think you might be right.
You know.
Last one.
Hold on, because he's like, oh, you're such a good dog.
Second
that's
last
a good
one.
boy.
Second
not
last
good,
one.
Mitch.
Second last one.
Okay.
Which orange came first, the color or the fruit? Pass or fail?
The fruit,
You think?
I believe.
Oh, I see why I got it.
Pass.
Okay, last one. Round pizzas are always packed in square boxes and are cut into triangles. Pass or fail?
Why don't the square pizzas be packed in round boxes and cut into rhombuses?
This is what the sports show brings you every third Tuesday of the month.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Think about it.
Think about it.
You're welcome.
Sports and this? Can't beat it.
Listen, I'm going to say you're welcome, but I'm also going to say thank you. I'm going to say thank you to each and every one of you that chime in every single week on the sports show. I'm going to thank for all of you CGSW listeners that chime in the third Tuesday of every single month. We really appreciate you. But all the content you can get week to week, it's at Sports Show Podcast. Look for the blue and white logo. That's where you get the streaming on the Podbean and the Spotify. But if you want the visuals of these two young strapping Greek lads, it's at Sports Show Podcast. It's the same thing on the YouTube channel. Listen, this is episode 328. It's one for the books.
220.
Don't do it. It's one for the books. We got to shove it in the locker because we do got to hit the showers. Thank you very much. Nice try. Nice try.
I think I got it. I'm just saying. It's a good question, though. Round pizzas, square box,
Yeah, it was a good question.
triangle.
I thought I had a good answer.
It was a great answer, actually. Great answer.
It was a good question. I don't know what happened in this pass or fail, but
Right.
this is your best one yet.
You think so?
Yeah.
You know what? Because I know you. You like the mind games. You like those things.
I'm a master of none, but a generalist of many.
Yes. Right up your alley.
I believe that was Rousseau.
I told you, it all started with the Utah hockey team. I mean, I'm sitting there and watching. I'm like, oh, this is exciting.
Yeah.
Fans are going crazy, and then they start playing the Tipsy song. I'm like,
So
do they even know what that is?
okay, but all jokes aside,
Yeah.
you want to know what I want to know?
Right.
This isn't trying to be funny. Is I wonder what alcohol sales for the Utah Hockey Club are going to be at the stadium in comparison to, you know,
It's going to be zero. They're just going to sell swag and stuff.
But do you think?
100%.
It's not going to be zero.
It depends. You know what? And I don't know this, but we'll find out. I don't know where it's located. If that's a dry county where they are, there's
Right.
certain communities that are dry, not dry, and I will look into it and see. All I know is that they're going to be really, really good. I mean, to the point where I think they're going to be soaking good. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Speaking of which, do you remember back in the day the Super Soaker water guns? When we were kids, it was like, you had the Super Soaker 100.
Wow. People loved it.
Loved it.
Really loved it. What's not to love?
Just clean up after yourself when you're done, okay?
I know.
Yeah.
We've been warned.
You know what the best part is I know it's you because it's your side.
I know it's my side. Buddy, listen, the microphones have to go up. It's part of the rule. I didn't realize it was a big deal to leave them down. I didn't think, watch. There you go. There you go, guys.
You've been working your arms, haven't you?
That's awesome.
She don't know the difference between this and them. Now you about to witness what freedom is. So now
W was saved by the bell by the Sports Show, playing every week. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Sports Show TV, at Sports Show Podcast. Amy, do it. At Sports Show Podcast.
Amy
Amy can do anything.
She's the best.